Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
But inside so delightful.
It's Christmas in July.
Let's review.
Let's review.
Let's review.
Bum.
Bum. Ho, 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 fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And welcome to the very first episode of Christmas in July, the gift that keeps on giving all summer long.
A holiday hacienda.
Oh, man. Oh, this is great. This is great. I have been really looking forward to this. Unfortunately, I canceled another summer thing I was going to do this summer. I had to cancel the Nickelodeon live-action summer. But, indeed, we have something better. I think we have something that's really exciting here. So basically, we decided to take a look at Christmas specials. Yeah, that's right. This series is going to be all about taking a look at specifically, mostly, specials that came out on TV relating to TV series that don't necessarily have a Christmas theme. You know, so really, we're going to try and find some stuff that, like, you wouldn't think of when you think Christmas. For example, did you know that there's a Darkwing Duck Christmas special? How about a Happy Days Christmas special?
I knew that.
So it should be really fun. What are your thoughts about doing this, Blue Dragon 5?
I'm feeling festive, Tiki. Feeling festive.
Yeah. So,
I remember there's one thing to say about just the idea of a Christmas in July. I think we should kind of broach that before we jump into things.
Of course.
Yeah, I remember, I think you and I are in a similar boat here, that the term first came to mind just on Cartoon Network. They would advertise Christmas in July around the 4th of July.
I believe it was, like, maybe one of the first conversations I ever had with you, and we were just talking about, like, animation and whatnot.
Yeah.
And, yeah, just Christmas in July just got brought up, and we were just like, whatever happened to that? That was so cool.
Because my most vivid memories around the 4th of July, you'd see the promo for Christmas in July. In particular, the episode I always remember would be the Ed, Edd n Eddy episode, Christmas in July.
Mm-hmm.
They literally do that. That's what I always thought the term came from, for Christmas in July. And as a kid, you know, it always seemed like a charming concept. You know, we love Christmas now. Let's have it more than once. Let's have more than once a year, and let's have it in the opposite time of year. You know,
yeah, exactly.
Like the ice would have melted, or like in the before the ice, when the ice would have been melted.
Yeah, there's just such a dichotomy to the whole concept. So
yeah.
So basically, you know, we just got to talking. I was like, okay, that's something that I got to do. I got to put it on my to-do list. So
Christmas is so awesome. One time a year can't contain it.
Indeed. So now, when it gets to actual Christmas time on the channel, I'm sure we'll cover some Christmas stuff. We'll cover, you know, there's plenty of Christmas stuff to cover outside of the TV specials. There's there's Rankin Bass, there's Frosty the Snowman, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, of course, all the classic Christmas movies. So I don't think we're really spoiling that much territory when we dive into Christmas TV specials, but it's also an area that there's just a lot on, because I feel like practically every show that lasted like more than a season got a Christmas special at some point. Besides one that will make one for at some point. Hint,
oh,
hint. Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, so it should be fun. I plan on having a video every day of the month. So 31 Christmas specials. There might be even more than 31. We might do a couple in one night. I might do bonus videos. It's just going to be a treat. It's just going to be a holiday extravaganza. Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
We're getting close to 100 subscribers. We've been doing the podcasting thing about a year. The So You Want to Be an Imagineer YouTube channel is a little bit older than that. We started around May. But we started it generally for the So You Want to Be an Imagineer competition, which we cover in our Inside Baseball show. But it's been around a year. I think we started around mid-July, though. But to be fair, it's the same month since I started doing podcasts with Adventure Blue Dude. That eventually evolved into doing it with Monkey, and then you came along, and it's just been a great little collaborative team ever since. So we figured we'd celebrate the whole podcasting crew on the YouTube channel come together in true Christmas fashion. So with that in mind, Blue Dragonfly, you want to tell the audience what we're going to review for our opening Christmas special?
Oh, yeah. Well, folks, it was a really tough process going. What will the first special be? How are we going to open this? I mean, there's so many different varieties of TV specials for Christmas time, and do we want to open it with something truly heartfelt, something that's going to make you bawl your eyes out, something just a whole holiday of ho 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 laughs? We decided to go for kind of a mix of everything, but really something that just has residency that kind of you didn't expect, but boy, does it hit home with you. And that what show does this best? What show does this best, especially in a Christmas special? And about 22 minutes roughly, and debatably sometimes 10 minutes with the regular episodes, but overall, one show comes to mind. An ultimate show. Hey Arnold.
Yes.
Hey Arnold Christmas special.
This is a classic. This is a big one to start with. Oh, man. Hey Arnold, I've covered multiple topics on Hey Arnold before on the YouTube channel. I covered Hey Arnold the movie. And also I did an episode on the urban mythology of Hey Arnold, which was really fun. So, we've got a bit of a rooted history with the series on the YouTube channel. We've talked about it quite a bit in the past. So, yeah, it's definitely an appropriate place to start out with. I feel like Hey Arnold is, by far one of the shows that's aged the best in terms of the Nicktoons lineup.
Oh, yeah. I would agree with that full-heartedly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can tell you this again. Recently, well, not super recently, but on Teen Nick, the only reason I even tune into Teen Nick really is because they air nowadays. They go bringing back the '90s things, where they bring
the
back
the 90s are all that. Hell yeah. Great block.
That's great. Just it gives me a chance to watch Hey Arnold again, just kind of recapture I have so many great memories tied to that show, and the other Cat Dog especially,
Mm-hmm.
Those two shows, and Hey Arnold was always, I think, it's the thing you would sit around a water cooler. If kids were in a giant office space, that would be the show you'd. I'd be be around the water cooler and you say, that's the smartest show on TV. It was like Frasier for kids, pretty much. I
was gonna say it was essentially the Friends for kids. I actually did compare Helga and Arnold to Ross and Rachel.
It was like the ultimate will they won't they that really,
yeah, exactly.
No, it was the will they won't they that absolutely went nowhere.
Except in the movie when they totally blew their load.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the series itself, we can both agree, very iconic. His age.
Oh yeah. I'd say it's the most psychologically deep show for kids.
Yeah, for sure, among them, definitely.
And I would also say this Christmas special is one of the best Christmas specials, especially for kids, but just one of the best Christmas specials ever for TV.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, it's super emotional. It's got a lot of good laughs in it. It's got a lot of good heart, some really good speeches. So with that in mind, you want to dive into doing a little bit of a recap of it?
Yeah, sure. Let's go through it. So, by all means.
All right. So the episode starts. We get a little nice little opening credit sequence. We got a jazzy version of. First of all, I really like the soundtrack in general for the show. I mean, of course, you got the great jazz, bluesy sort of inner city soundtrack going on.
A lot of great saxophone sounds.
Oh yeah, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful translated into Christmas music. I really enjoy it. It just got me into the Christmas spirit right away. As soon as I saw the opening scene and all the kids running out of school and in the snow and people on the ice and the saxophone Christmas music. Oh man, Blue Dragon 5.
I know the thing that always hits home with me. I kind of get you. It kind of sums up the special just with the music in that opening. But the main thing that gets me is, in addition to the regular saxophone music we would be hearing, basically na 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 na. That's the usual thing. But what this does, it just shows you emotionally you're going to be in for a ride. It foreshadows the emotional stuff that's going to be in the episode. It's you hear the. They've used this in the past, but it really hits home here where they use the. It sounds almost like chimes, you hear the dun, dun,
dun. Yeah.
It's echoing the saxophone music, but with chimes and more more clangy, more clangy sounds, I suppose. like xylophone-y type. It's like, almost like a xylophone with more chime-sounding music.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
So Helga's having a conversation with Phoebe, and she's saying, you know, the true spirit of Christmas is presents, getting what you want, making sure you get more than the other guy, that kind of stuff. And it's just setting up for... Helga is basically like the Scrooge of this episode, essentially. Well, I mean, not entirely, because she is trying to buy Arnold a gift the whole episode. She's not entirely out for herself.
Well, she's kind of like a Lucy. She's basically kind of like Lucy.
Right.
All about commercialism. So, yeah, we're all about commercialism here.
Exactly, yeah. It's like, don't you know what Christmas is? Like, haven't you ordered the presents? It's like, hello, it's all, you know.
I guess that makes Arnold Schroeder in this case.
Oh, God, no.
Anyway.
Oh, that's a beautiful comparison. Okay, so meanwhile, Gerald and Arnold are having a conversation, and Gerald has bought in several ties for several different members of its family, including...
Even Timberly.
Yes, a tie with a little pink thing for Timberly. And, you know, this is, so Arnold's just like, Gerald, a present's got to be special, you know, you got to have heart put into what you pick out. Yeah. So this, of course, foreshadowing Arnold's big dilemma in the episode. And then, you know, Arnold changes Gerald's mind. Gerald's like, all right, I gotta run back to the store and exchange the presents. So already you can see Arnold's kind of working his holiday magic on the characters.
So essentially, our message so far is basically you got to put it's even the old saying that the thought that counts, and Gerald's not really putting the thought into it. So Arnold's really going to show him through the course of this thing. Not that it's going to be his main goal, but again, nice stuff that's going to be coming through. Is that you got to put thought into the presents.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's all about the thought and the lengths you go through to make some magic happen around the holidays. And also, Helga has to learn that, too.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, Helga is pretty much like, she's the one that goes through, you know, through the emotional journey to kind of like, she has one attitude at the start of the episode that completely transforms at the end of the episode, so... She's really the emotional center of the whole... Well, I mean, no, she's not the emotional center of the whole thing. What am I saying? I'm getting ahead of myself. But, you know, she's really kind of she's the thing that ties all the Christmas themes together. It's like it's nicely tied up with a bow, in Helga's case. A nice pink bow. So then Arnold arrives back at the boarding house. A nice little cutaway gag with Pookie. She's dressed in her... Native American finest, and she's like, "Happy Thanksgiving, everyone!"
It's funny that they do follow this up. There's a continuity to this, Tiki, because they mention in the Thanksgiving special that she's backwards around the holidays because they say
oh God, that's right.
They mention that around Thanksgiving she thinks it's 4th of July, and around 4th of July she thinks it's Thanksgiving. Oh wait, there is a bit of a flub in there, I guess. I don't know, I could be misremembering it, but the point is like she's mixed up around the holidays, I guess.
Okay, so that's a nice little gag. So it's the Secret Santa get together at the boarding house. It's a nice little gesture, I thought, you know, get all the tenants together. Yeah. And
except Mr. Smith.
Oh God. Oh my God. I totally forgot about Mr. Smith. Wow. So yeah, they all put their names in a little fishbowl, and come to find out, Mr. Wynn. Oh, by the way, like I really like the detail in this episode, or just in the scene.
He's alone by the fireplace.
Well, no, I was gonna say it starts out, and you just see him walking up to the boarding house, and he walks up to the door, and he just sighs a little. So it's like they really build up to his big emotional moments in this episode. They really do a good job of building up and paying it off. But
I love that he's visually like alone by the fireplace, and I love that pays off by the end.
Oh yeah. But no, you know, it's like he's trying to fit in. He's trying to like be in the Christmas spirit. So he goes up to Ernie. He's like, "Don't tell anyone that I got Oscar." And then Ernie's like, "Hey, I got Oscar too." And then Bill's like, "Me too. What gives, Oscar?" Christmas joke, everybody. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I thought that came at the end, but I could be misremembering.
No. That comes at the beginning. Yeah, it comes right when they're giving away all their.
Yeah, and then they all realize it, but like a lot of them gave him coal.
Yeah.
Coal.
So
What's
they have
this
to do the
about?
process over.
He's like really funny. Tommy Wiseau at the end. He
God.
it like that.
Cool, what is that? What is this? Cool, you're tearing me apart, Ernie.
Susie, you're tearing me apart. Give me money, Susie.
Oh no. Oh God. Okay, now I'm just picturing a remake of The Room, all with Hey Arnold characters starring Oz.
Forget baby Oscar. Take care of me, Oscar.
Ernie is Mark. Oh God.
Okay, so
hi, Ernie.
Get back to Christmas. Back to Christmas.
Yeah. Oh God.
Okay, so Arnold gets Mr. Wynn, and he has no idea what to get Mr. Wynn. What happens?
Yeah,
Mr.
but I love that moment. I love the moment when he's just, it's very quiet, and he looks at the paper. He's like, Mr. Wynn, and then he just pulls it down. Then you see the image for the first time of Mr. Wynn standing by himself at the fireplace. Oh, yeah. Well, like you said, an image that's very much going to come back.
I love, by the way, that Mr. Wynn was chosen as Arnold's Secret Santa, obviously for story reasons, but more importantly, when you think about it, I was caught by surprise when I first saw this, just thinking of, like, just thinking, like, well, we don't really know much about Mr. Wynn. That's a good idea. It's very logical. We don't know much about Mr. Wynn. Arnold would not know what to get him. We've all been there around the holidays. We know what to get someone, especially if it's a Secret Santa. Like, if Arnold got someone like Ernie, give him like something construction related.
Exactly.
Oscar, give Oscar cash.
Oh
give
God.
Grandpa something for like Hedy Lamarr related. Instant solutions there. Give Susie like some for headaches because she's married out. So, easy gifts. Not Mr. Wynn though. Mr. Wynn, you don't. Mr. Wynn. All we know about Mr. Wynn up to this point is that he likes his tiles arranged in a certain way, and he doesn't like lint. You lint.
Well, give him a dustbuster. Simple. There you go. Vacuum.
I'm not his mother. Lint in the washing machine. He doesn't like lint in the washing. That's all we knew about him. Later on, he gets more development, like he's a country singer. But at this point,
I totally forgot about that. Oh my God!
But still, at this point, all we know is that he's kind of the guy. He's complains and stuff. But really, we know very little about this man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's nice that they take someone who's almost, dare I say it, a little bit of a stereotype. And just totally give him three dimensions.
He's the guy with the funny accent who just has funny delivery, and he just has very odd things to complain about. That's his whole shtick. That's it. And also, he's usually paired up with Ernie just for funny comparison. You're crazy!
You just cannot look at him the same way after you watch this episode, though. There's so much pathos to it. Yeah. All right, so we get a very quick, incredibly awkward and clunky, I must say, little exposition scene between Arnold and Gerald.
Are they at the mall yet?
No.
Okay.
So Gerald is just like, just get him a tie, Arnold, if you don't know what to give him. And then Arnold's like, well, giving him a tie is, that's what you give someone when you don't know what to give him, and Gerald's like, exactly my point. And then
Gerald's a rational guy.
And then Arnold's just like, I don't know, Gerald. I just have to make it special.
So into his character arc.
Yeah. Yeah. And so Gerald, he's just like, well, if you want to know what the guy wants, why don't you just go talk to him?
Now, you're a bold kid, Arnold. You're a bold kid.
The thing that threw me off about this scene is that Arnold gets so darn excited when Gerald suggests that to him. He's like, "Oh my God, Gerald, that's freaking brilliant! Holy crap!" I mean, he doesn't actually say that, but he's like, "Oh my God, that's such a good idea, Gerald. I'm gonna talk to him, of course." Oh God, and you know what I mean? It's just like, he just gets so overly excited at what is essentially a piece of exposition. I don't know. That's like the one scene in the episode that it lasts like 30 seconds, but it felt like kind of off to me. Not a big deal though. So then we get the first really emotional scene in the episode.
Oh yeah, God. I thought it could have sworn we went to the mall before this, but okay, let's get there.
No,
wait, I'm saying we're hell get the mall. I thought they went to the mall to do this conversation or something, or. I thought he was going to the mall to shop for him, but then he couldn't think of anything. Then he got the to talk to him. But
no, I'm like I said, I watched it twice, like right before it went on air. So I'm pretty sure. Maybe there's a scene with Helga in the mall in between though, because basically with Helga, she's what?
I mean, I remember she was looking for a Christmas gift for Arnold. Then Gerald basically shot down the idea.
No, that's way later.
Okay, never mind. Let's continue.
That's like when they're trying to find the snow boots.
Okay. Let's keep. Okay. So big emotional scene here. So Arnold is.
Take it?
No, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Arnold, he's going to Mr. Wynn's apartment. He's making chit chat with him. He says, "Oh, hey, Arnold, come in." And basically, he's wearing a green Christmassy sweater. Can I get you I forget if he says like eggnog or nuts or anything?
No, he says, "I wish I had a candy to give you." And Arnold's like, "You like candy?" He's like, "Oh no, bad for my stomach."
No, because Arnold's playing investigator. He's trying to figure out what to get Mr. Wynn. Basically, Mr. Wynn shutting down all the ideas. And
he's like, it's very cold outside. Well, I bet you'd like a sweater. This scene kind of cracked me up. It's a nice little bit of comedy before we get into the trauma. Oh no, I have a lot of sweaters. See, green, red, blue, wool. You want one? He just gets really excited about his sweater collection. It's like he momentarily gets pulled out of his holiday depression.
Yeah, Violet. No, it is nice that they do sprinkle kind of the landmarks of Arnold in terms of comedy in there, here and there. By the way, does Brainy get hit in this episode? I mean, I'm wondering if I'm forgetting that or not.
You know what? I don't think he does.
I don't think he does either. That's the thing.
I don't think he shows up at all.
Yeah, I'm just making sure I didn't forget that or anything. Anyway, so here's the scene. It's a really good scene here.
Oh man, yeah.
Again, this is probably it's kind of a bold statement. I think this might be I know Pigeon Man's a top contender for you, Tiki, but I think this is the most emotional scene. Hey, Arnold, to be honest with you. Or at least
I'd actually argue the end of this episode.
Okay, good point. But I mean, I guess
we'll get to it.
I guess this whole story and even how it wraps up. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, Pigeon Man is definitely I think in a league of its own in Hey Arnold, but that's just me. I mean,
anyway.
Yeah.
So forgive me for belaying for the.
Oh no, that's fine.
Okay, here's the story. So anyway, we find out Mr. Wynn's backstory and why he's sad around the holidays. He's talking to Arnold, and basically we have like a really well done flashback in terms of animation, really nicely done. A lot of implied scariness. Like nothing violent shown, but it's just you get the aura of violence, and you
see shadows, you see like a lot of red.
Yeah, a lot of red lighting, and just like kind of this real like rushed atmosphere when you're walking inside the building. Point is, Mr. Wynn, he's in a village, and I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, he's in Vietnam.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Vietnam. That would fit the time frame. That would definitely fit the time frame.
I'm 95% sure that it's towards the end of the Vietnam War, and basically they're still evacuating people from the place.
Yeah, because it'd be in like the late 90s, and the end of the Vietnam War was like late 70s. So yeah, it's right around 20 years. He says it'd been 20 years. So I think Vietnam fits the time frame perfectly. So
anyway, I mean, I looked it up. I could have sworn it said the end of Vietnam. So I mean,
yeah, I don't think they directly say it, but I think you know, if you know your history, then you can figure it out.
Point is, it's scary times. Mr. Wynn saying, back in my old, he can't say Vietnam, but back in the old country, back in my old country, things were getting scary, and I had a daughter, my daughter Mai. I believe it's Mai. My daughter Mai, it was a little baby girl.
Does he explain what happens to the mother, by the way?
I don't think so.
I missed that.
I don't think so.
It's just sort of an unsaid thing. Huh.
Yeah. Anyway,
kind of adds another layer of tragedy to it when you think about it.
Potentially killed. Potentially.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he'd be more embittered if she, was died at the hands of Americans, but,
Yeah. Oh, God.
Anyway, so it's towards the end of the Vietnam War. Things are still getting really scary in there. Basically, he mentions, soldiers going around. Things are really uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so basically, he hears, a helicopter's coming in. I remember something clear in my mind. They're walking through this building, It's like all this red darkness and scariness outside. Then you walk through this clear building, and then they get to the side with the helicopter. Mentions it's a whole crowd of people. It's done really well, this sequence. It's a whole crowd of people. They're all begging to be taken up by the soldiers to get out of there, get to America. And there's no more room. They say, "Oh, there's no more room." Then Mr. Wynn again. It's like it's really emotional because it's like a father going to such lengths to make sure their child was safe. Basically, I'm pretty sure it's like he's crying and the thing. Basically, he's like begging. Please, he's raising the daughter up in the crowd over all the hands. Like he's there's girl in red. Basically saying, take the girl, take my daughter, please, take her. Take her to America, and he's begging him like the soldier takes the girl from his hand.
Really striking image of the soldier looking out over the crowd and seeing the one baby raised up.
Oh, that's a
really powerful imagery.
It is, and he takes pity on him. And takes the girl, and he gets out of there. And it's really that's a big crux of the whole episode. Is that we see the true connection is a father in these desperate times is willing to put this child before his own safety. And that's the thing we all want from parents, I think. Even if anyone is a parent out there listening to this, or you would die for your child. Yeah,
for sure.
Ideally, it's such a moving thing. Just making sure the daughter's safe and putting her safety before your own, and just still there's a good chance you might not ever see your child again. Right. And that's the price he paid for that. Make sure she's safe, ensure her safety, but never see her again.
Yeah, it's heavy, man. It really is.
He said he looked for her, and then he goes on the sale after we kind of.
Well, no, he says what it is the soldier yells out the name of the city, and which is a city that they're currently residing in, and he said, but it took him 20 years to get there.
Yeah.
So, and he's just like, it's so hard, and he feels like giving up.
It's man. Essentially we're now fading back to the present, and basically he mentions that the soldier said name of cities, but exactly, he's been there for 20 years, and he couldn't find her, and it really feeds on the holidays. So I guess it was around Christmas time this happened.
Yeah, definitely around Christmas time, because that's why he has this whole impression.
Yeah, I presume so. It could be. You say you're sure it's absolutely happened around Christmas time?
I don't know. Come to think of it, maybe it's just because he's
alone during the holidays. It could be that, or it's really happened around Christmas time.
Right. Yeah. I always got the feeling that it happened around Christmas, but you're right. Come to think of it, they don't really state one way or another if that's the case. So.
Anyway, so I think if I'm remembering correctly, Arnold's moved by the store, and he says, "Oh, it's terrible, Mr. Wynn. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
You can take it from here.
And so the next day, Arnold and Gerald are out on the street. Gerald's just like, "You're a crazy man, Arnold. There's millions of people in this city," which kind of implies that the city's bigger than I thought it was.
Well, it's always been implied that this city is Brooklyn.
Actually, Craig Bartlett said it was based on Seattle, I believe. I could be wrong about that.
Seattle.
Honestly, I think it's kind of a hodgepodge of different cities.
Oh, it definitely is. It is a hodgepodge. I'm remembering the Nostalgia Critic. He always said Brooklyn, but then again, he hasn't really watched the show that much. In retrospect, it always had a Brooklyn vibe to me, though.
Definitely.
No, did I say Brooklyn? I'm sorry, I meant the Bronx. I meant the Bronx.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just kind of seems like an impossible mission, but Arnold, gosh darn it, he's not going to give up, and so
essentially the mission is to find Mr. Wynn's daughter. And how do you find a daughter? You go to an information place, like a missing persons office.
Yeah, but before that, Arnold, is just talking about man, this Christmas, it's about more than presents. It's about reuniting a father with his daughter.
Oh yeah, that's moving.
And then smash cut to Helga, who's just in a department store, just literally just searching through presents, throwing stuff all over the place. It's just really good comedic timing.
Yeah. Oh, does she run into the boots yet?
Oh yeah, that's something I forgot to mention. That was right at the start of the episode. Yeah, right at the start of the episode.
It's an homage to the Christmas Story, drooling over the thing that's in the case. In this case, it's a mannequin wearing Nancy Spumoni snow boots, and what this is a reference to, I'm very certain of. Dino Spumoni was a singer that was in the Hey Arnold show. It was really funny stuff. Dino Spumoni, and basically he's a kind of a hodgepodge himself of Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin.
Mm-hmm.
He's mainly Dean Martin, but the Sinatra name sounded alike.
Yeah.
And I believe Nancy Spumoni is a reference to Nancy Sinatra, and what they might be going for could be wrong here. I forget how they do explain a little bit more about Dino Spumoni later on.
Mm-hmm.
Very little more, very little. But like I think he's married to Candy, so I guess his daughter in this universe would be Nancy. But like in real life, it's Nancy.
Okay.
In real life, Nancy, but I guess it works like a Kardashian type thing. You have like a clothing line named after the famous person's daughter and/or wife. So I guess
you just compared a Frank Sinatra looking like a Frank Sinatra homage to the Kardashians. How dare you?
It's a sad. Hey, you think I would dishonor the name of Sinatra? I'm not dishonoring the name of Sinatra. I'm dishonoring the name of Kardashian because that sucks. But I'm pointing out that it's a sad society we live in when I have to make that comparison because that's true.
Right.
But anyways, the point is, it's like how celebrities have lines of clothing and products named after them. So Nancy Spumoni snow boots, and carries a lot of grab tops with the name. Basically, these red little numbers look kind of nice. If girls are going crazy, or obviously Rhonda can afford them, but Helga to no go.
Yeah. Rhonda's just like, no, Helga. It's basically a Wii style situation or a Tickle Me Elmo style situation where it's just like they're just. It's just selling out all over the place. There are just not enough for everyone.
It's like Buzz Lightyear. There were not.
Oh, God.
Short-sighted retailers did not order enough dolls to meet demand.
Indeed.
Anyway.
Also, one quick thing I want to point out before I forget. There's a little scene in the episode. It doesn't really have much to do with a lot going on, but it's basically it's the classic Hey Arnold scene where it's like Helga runs into Arnold and
yells at him.
She's like, "Watch it, football hug!" And she's like, "Oh, Arnold, what a Christmas fool!" And yet, but there's one thing to point out though, she's standing in front of a computer store with very 90s looking computers. Oh man, it was glorious. It's like the classic like big box monitor and whatnot. Computer sale.
Anyway, so if they're at the mall right now, she's going through a bunch of gifts, and I think like a skateboard, like a train set.
The skateboard comes a little bit later, but she's going through gifts, and she sees a train set, featuring I think it's like Bob the One-Eyed Station Man or something.
No, it's like one-legged.
The one-leg station.
I think a hobo too. It's like a train hobo.
Oh, okay, the one-legged train hobo. Oh, God. Oh, that's great. Might I say, that looks like a bitchin' train set, man. Like, she writes it off as being too childish, but it's like, if I had the space for that thing in my room, I would so put that thing in my room. Oh, my God.
Trains are pretty awesome.
Maybe I'm just like, I'm a Disney fan at heart, so, I'm like Walt Disney, I'm a railroad enthusiast, so, but I digress. It's just... So, Helga, she makes the decision. She really wants to get Arnold the best present ever. And then we cut back to Arnold and Gerald. And Arnold, they're at the, what is it, the Bureau of Information or whatever?
Yeah, I forget what the exact name of the place is, but essentially it's a missing persons office.
Mm. And so they go in. Unfortunately, most of the staff is already pretty much drunk off their asses at a Christmas party.
Except for one man.
Eggnogging it up. Yes, and then they Arnold's like, well, there's got to be someone still working.
Someone's got to be sober.
What?
Someone's got to be sober.
Yeah, oh God.
And it's Mr. Bailey.
Yes, a great homage to It's a Wonderful Life. Love it.
And this guy does come back in the movie, actually.
Oh, does he? What role does he have?
Yeah, don't you remember? He tells him about the tomato document. He directs him to Christopher Lloyd.
Oh, God. Yeah, okay, yeah, I do remember that.
The voice actor comes back and everything, and Mr. Bailey, voiced by a wonderful character actor, Vincent, I hope I'm doing his last name justice here, Vincent Chiavelli. An Italian actor, really good, a lot of character parts.
Definitely also the voice of Pigeon Man.
Oh yeah.
So. Yeah, so, this guy, he's like kind of just the classic overworked, grouchy guy on Christmas, and he's just like, hey, what are you kids
You got a
doing
wife
here?
and daughter.
Yeah. He's really busy. There's just like things printing out from his fax machine that are just, that's just like papers going all over the floor.
Yeah, remember when we used to use fax machines?
Oh, God.
Anyway, so yeah, Mr. Bailey, not so smart in terms of he hasn't done the Christmas shopping yet.
Well, actually, that's one of the things I wanted to bring up is I actually think it's kind of funny that the boarding house Secret Santa thing takes place 2 days before Christmas. Like,
Yeah.
that's supposed to be like a challenge. Like, okay, now you have 1 day, Christmas Eve, to get your present.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was a little convenient for the sake of plot. But yeah,
Well,
it's
yeah,
fine.
it's all for plot because we need Arnold to be in a bind to get Mr. Wynn's daughter, and you can only do so much in that.
Right.
Yeah, it needs to be a time-sensitive situation.
Yeah, it's fine though. It works totally fine.
Yeah, well, it's Christmas time, so we'll give it a pass.
Yeah.
The miracle exception for Christmas time would be that someone has waited till last minute to do their Christmas shopping, and also the other conceit is about what happens. The deal that gets struck just about now.
Yeah. So, oh God, this kind of blurs the line of plausibility.
I buy it though. I buy it mainly because it's Christmas time, but also Arnold's a trustworthy kid. Even though he doesn't know him, so I don't know. Like, give it a football head. He's not going to be too hard to pick out.
Arnold does come off as very, very mature and trustworthy for sure. But
it'll be easy to. Plus, if he does steal Robin blind, it'll be easy to pick out in the line. Just look for a kid with a football head. Simple as that.
God, exactly.
Everyone else, they have football-shaped mouths, but not heads.
Yeah. So
anyway,
so after Mr. Bailey, what?
Oh, I thought you wanted me to do it. You want to go ahead?
Oh no, if you want to go ahead, that's fine.
Oh, I was gonna say that. Yeah, Mr. Bailey. So he basically tells him, "I'm too busy. I got too many people to search for here before closing time. It's Christmas Eve. I still got my Christmas shopping to do." He gets before that, I guess he gets a call from his wife and basically saying, "You gotta do the Christmas shopping. I'll get to it when I get to it. It'll be an all-nighter. I'll be home late. What if we can do your Christmas shopping for you, Mr. Bailey? While you look for our missing person, we'll do your Christmas shopping. We'll do the Christmas shopping for you, so you can get home at a decent hour for Christmas Eve. You can actually make it for Christmas Eve." He says, "Do you think I'm going to trust two strange boys with $300 to do my Christmas shopping? You don't really have many options now, do you?" Okay.
$300 kind of sounds a bit low, by the way.
Well,
maybe I'm just thinking in terms of inflation. You know what I mean?
It's inflation, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, back then it was a lot of money.
Yeah, I hear you.
To me, it's still a bunch of.
I'm gonna say, yeah. To me, like personally, on its own, $300 is a lot of money. I don't know about buying Christmas presents for your whole family, though.
Me, I'm still the guy who's impressed by $1,000. That's just me.
Yeah. Oh God, I've never had $1,000 in my life, so there we go.
I have.
Anyway, I need employment.
Anyway, so basically it says make sure you get every item on the list. Very key phrasing. Every item on the list. They do the Christmas shopping. Get some montage action of them buying stuff.
Yeah, they're buying watches. They're buying purses.
You remember anything else they bought or?
Watches, purses, a bunch of clothes. Not really. In the meantime, we see Helga, and she's, this is where we get the skateboard scene. She's looking, she's looking at the skateboards, and she's like, "Oh my God, this is the one." And then Stinky, he comes into the picture. I like how Stinky literally just climbs over the rack with the skateboards on it.
Yeah.
I don't know, that was just a funny little detail I noticed.
Yeah.
He's just like, And he's basically there to spout exposition.
In the fourth wall of the show, I think Stinky was a little late for his cue. He's like reading the script. Oh man, I enter here. Climbing over the thing.
Oh god.
Oh hey, hell! I think it'd be like a thespian accent off stage. Like, oh, let me see. What do I do here? Okay, so I talk to Helga. Oh no, I'm late for my cue.
Wait. Okay, so Stinky has a British accent in real life.
Yeah.
Okay, that's brilliant. Go on.
So, no, tell my agent I'm busy. Okay, I'm doing a Christmas special. I will not be, well, good for you. Oh dear, I'm late for my cue. Excuse me, I have to go in a hurry. Pish posh. Oh, hi, Helga. You know, it's funny, Arnold got that
Arnold has
that
skateboard just like that.
I think like Helga pushes Stinky over the skateboard.
Yeah, she does. She basically like shoves the skateboard into Stinky.
Yeah.
Like, bye,
Merry
Helga.
Christmas, Helga.
I hope your Christmas doesn't bite. Might I say, Stinky is the only supporting kid besides Phoebe who gets a line in this special, which I think is kind of sad. I mean, there's a lot to squeeze in, but I would have liked to seen at least a gag or two with Harold.
You know, it would have been funny if Harold was on Santa Claus's lap with, like, Stinky behind him or something.
Come to think of it, though, Harold is Jewish, so we have to consider that.
Oh, well, still, I think Harold's dumb enough that he would actually...
Yeah.
It's like, I want this, and I want this, and he says, oh, you're crushing my leg, kid!
Oh, God. Oh, yes.
Oh, it'd be hilarious if it was Principal Wards, but actually it might be someone like Coach Wittenberg or someone trying to earn an extra buck. Okay,
so meanwhile, in Arnold and Gerald's quest to get all the presents, they have one item on the list left. And it is the Nancy Spumoni snow boots.
Oh, but also, there's one last thing I want to mention. I don't know if it happens after this, but I'm pretty sure it happened. I think it happened during this. Is the video game bit here, or is that
no, that's it's a little bit.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's so so they decide they need the snow boots. So they go to a place, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, you want snow boots? Okay, that's fine. I'll be right back." And Arnold's like,
"Hey guys,
this is gonna be easy.
Tell them what you want. Tell them what you want. And it's my snow boots."
I thought that was just the most dick thing to do. That is just like terrible customer service.
I wonder how much of a reference it is to Jingle All the Way. I wonder if it's just a coincidence. That's the thing. That's kind of the that's the main comparison I have to the plot. It kind of devolves.
Right, exactly.
I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna get into this after we recap the episode. But mainly, it's it's kind of funny. They're taking like the classic Christmas. Like the classic Christmas conceit of the one item that's impossible to get around the holidays. Mm-hmm. Just like Turbo Man for the movie.
It's just seriously, it's like, who does that? Like, who does that? Like, you're literally just like, oh yeah, excuse me, let me grab a couple of my coworkers so they can laugh in your face.
At least Schwarzenegger got to like threaten the guys. Arnold and Joe, they don't get to do that. It's like, now gentlemen, where's your Christmas spirit?
I mean, at least for the most part, game store employees would wait until after the person left before laughing when they were trying to find the Wii.
Well, clerks, they don't wait at all. They make fun of you while you're doing the stuff.
Oh God, yeah. But
how many? 37.
Oh Jesus! Anyway. Oh God, not now! No, don't tip me. Don't tip me that shit.
Going on. Continuing.
And yeah, it's like, so we basically just get a montage of just like these rude store clerks just laughing in these poor kids' faces. It's like, I don't know. It's like these store clerks, they just must. I don't know.
And it's a similar story in a montage. Basically, everyone's kind of shooting them down about the snow boots.
Yeah. So here's where we get the scene with the video game. And Helga's just like, oh, this is perfect. This is just the latest new fashion. And then she just goes on this big monologue about how,
I did it! Yay for me! Yeah.
Arnold will open this, and he'll just be like, oh my god, it's what I wanted. And
then we'll get married, we'll have children.
And he'll see two Helga Pataki, or from Helga Pataki, and his heart will swell, and maybe, just maybe, he'll feel the same admiration, dare I say, love that I feel. Oh, it's so perfect.
You know, the thing you gotta love about the Helga character is that she works herself up to, like, the flip of a dime. Like, she'll just keep building and building and building and keep going. Like, she'll keep getting happier and happier until kind of reality, like, chips in, or, like, or Brainy, like, you know, starts to, until he gets punched.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen here.
Gerald pops her balloon.
Well, no, essentially what happens is she's just, like, kind of walking around, like, in just a love-induced daze. And then she just gets startled really quickly because, oh boy, Arnold and Gerald are walking around the corner. So she quickly puts the video game behind her back. She's like, oh, hey, football head, tall hair boy, doing some last-minute Christmas shopping? And so, you know, and they're like, yeah, what'd you get? And I like how she just kind of coyly, like, pulls the video game from behind her back, like it's supposed to be like some sort of big reveal, like, oh, I got this, isn't it like the best present ever? And then, yeah, as you mentioned, Gerald kind of deflates her balloon a little bit. He's like, well, I don't know, it seems a little bit personal to me. By the way, I think it's funny that Gerald's the one giving Christmas, like, giving gift advice.
Yeah. It's like, hilarious.
Kind of a little mini character arc for Gerald.
Yeah, he's getting there. He's definitely getting there. He hasn't seen the... Well, he's on the mission now, so he's starting to get it. The fact that you're going to these lengths for Mr. Wynn. I'm with you, buddy, because you can't do this. I'm not going to let you do this alone, but I'm going to help you along. That's out of the goodness of his heart, so he's starting to get the message.
Yeah.
Then he's kind of getting on some Gerald wisdom of, well, it seems a little overpriced. He's like analyzing the whole idea of giving of an expensive gift, and you see like how he just smile and deflate.
Oh god, very funny, very funny. So yeah, Arnold and Gerald, you know, alas, I mean, did they say they looked in like over 100 stores?
I think they did. Like,
that is some dedication right there, especially when every clerk is literally laughing in your face.
Yeah, well, it's to repair a 20-year gap between father and daughter, so it's for a worthy cause.
Oh yeah, but they go to Mr. Bailey and they're like, we got everything on the list except one thing, and you know, Mr. Bailey's like, no snow boots. My wife requested those specifically for our daughter. We don't have a deal.
Well, apparently she didn't care because she's not doing it.
Yeah. I must say, kind of a not so nice move on Mr. Bailey's part.
You know, I gotta say, Mr. Bailey could be more understanding because think about it. I mean, he would have been. The only difference would be he'd be the one who personally went through the experience, and they went through the
exactly.
effort.
That's what I'm saying.
So what is he upset about? He would have gotten the Christmas shopping done later than them, and he would have been even more out of luck. What is he complaining about? So you would have been a failure regardless.
They say they went out on them. They say they went to over 100 stores, and he just doesn't seem fazed by that or touched by that at all. It's like, you know, it's not about the effort they went through. It's like, oh, you failed, so sorry, kid. It's like, wow, it's like that deal you set up. You're really hard and fast about that deal.
Like, do like the empty box campaign for Star Wars. Just give her like the money for the thing and a gift certificate. Okay? I'm not saying it's the ideal option, but it saves you and makes everyone happy. Come on. Apparently, you didn't find the foresight to put on layaway or order it.
Yeah, and apparently you didn't have the foresight to go Christmas shopping, you know, before when he gets off of work on Christmas Eve. It's like, come on, man.
But again,
come on.
We forgive all this because it's Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so Mr. Bailey, he harshly, again, wonderful actor really delivering these lines. He basically says, like, no snow boots, no deal. And that our boys, our heroes, they walk out with their heads held down in shame, like, oh no, we failed. We couldn't reunite the father and daughter for the holidays.
Yeah, he's just kind of beating himself up, He's just like, I can't believe it. All you had to do was get one pair of snow boots, Gerald, and we failed. Then Gerald, he gives a speech that Helga happens to listen in on, and that's how she finds out the information that Arnold needs the snow boots. A little convenient, we both agree, but again, like we said, it's Christmas, so whatever.
So we forgive it, but still, it's a little convenient. The whole purpose behind it is just to hammer in, like, specifically, even in delivery, just hammer in the elements that Helga needs to pay attention to. Here, just kind of explain the whole situation to her.
Like, he's very specific. It's not just like, I can't believe we didn't get the snow boots. He's just like, well, Gerald, we failed. All we needed to do was bring this one specific guy, this one specific thing. And then, so Gerald, he delivers a speech that's quite nice. He's, hey, Arnold, you did all right, man. You tried harder than anyone I know. All for Mr. Wynn, a guy who's alone in this country. The stuff you did is more important than a bunch of presents or a pair of dumb snow boots. What you did, well, it's the true meaning of Christmas. So a bit cheesy and over the top, but a very nice message regardless.
I gotta say, a little more comforting than Linus' speech in Charlie Brown Christmas.
Right.
I'm saying all Linus do is just spout stuff that people know already, or at least some people know already. that doesn't help Charlie Brown feel better at all. That's not what Christmas is about. What are you talking about? Anyway. I mean, yeah, it might be about, but how does it help him at all? Anyway, so
Gerald would walk off all depressed.
But Gerald's come around though. He's now seen that, you went through a lot here, and I realize what you meant. It is the thought that counts. We put a lot of thought into that thing, so I'm sure he'll appreciate the fact that you tried, man.
For sure.
Good on you. Good for Gerald. Materialism turned to heart.
Indeed. So Helga overhearing everything, she feels bad for her beloved Arnold, and so she goes home, and the Patakis, they're in the midst of a celebration, Big Bob, he's all hopped up on eggnog, he's like, pass me another eggnog. I think that's the one line Big Bob has in the whole episode.
Yeah, I think Olga's playing the piano.
What?
I think Olga's playing the piano, isn't she?
Yeah, Olga's playing the piano, yeah. And it's like, of course, that, with what we know about Helga and Olga's relationship, that's like another kind of like, on top of being depressed, she's got to deal with Olga and Bob.
I got ties myself to the Olga character, and I gotta say, I have someone in my life who's a lot like Olga.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah.
So Miriam, Miriam, I must say, acting very motherly.
For once, yeah. Well, it's the holidays because she's hopped up on eggnog too, so she's a happy lush around Christmas time. Instead of like the depressed, I'm married to Big Bob, I have a headache. Opposed to that. Right, so she's like, oh hey, I'll voiced by the wonderful Kathy Source. Basically,
I just like the fact that she notices that Helga looks a little bit down, so she's just like, oh, why don't you open up one of your presents? It's just a nice gesture. You don't usually see Miriam be that open with Helga.
Unless it's literally like a whole bonding episode between her and Miriam.
Well, yeah.
Or she gets to ride a bull.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so yeah, she opens the present. Lo and behold, what is it, Tiki?
It is the Nancy Spumoni snow boots.
Get out of town.
I know, right? Who could ever have seen that one coming?
It's a Christmas miracle!
So Helga, she's all excited,
She's dancing in the streets.
She's like, I gotta go try these right away. And yeah, she goes out, she's just dancing in the streets, trying them out, just all excited. And then, alas, Arnold's, the list of Mr. Bailey's Christmas list that Helga actually picked up, that's how she found out that, well, that's one of the reasons she found out that he wanted the snow boots, because all the items on the list were crossed out except for the snow boots.
Yes. Well,
And
also,
so,
Gerald made it very specific. All we had
yeah.
to do was get Nancy Spumoni snow boots.
Yeah, yeah. But, so the list falls out of her pocket, she notices it, and then she, big moral dilemma here. She's like,
Helga
well,
knows
what
what
do I
she
do?
must do.
It's like, do I, I have what I wanted, and so I'm happy, and isn't that what counts? Isn't that what matters? But poor football head, he's just, he feels all down in the dumps, and so, she doesn't know what to do, and then it cuts to Mr. Bailey. He's closing up for the night, and wouldn't you know it, Helga's running up, and she's like, she's got the boots all in a present, and she's like, here. Listen, Bub, here's your boots. Let's go in and find a missing person.
It's tired, and I need to get home to my family.
Yeah, and honestly, at this point, I think Mr. Bailey was kind of a jerk, but...
Well, I love the actor sells it like the point where I'm sympathizing with him. At least when I was a kid, I definitely
Exactly, yeah, because it's like he did have a long day, everyone
else sounds like he's been through, like, this thing's really a grading job on the guy. And you feel for him a little, despite the fact he's been short with the boys, and, like, it's kind of like that kid can see it, we didn't follow the thing exactly, so we're doomed to fail.
Right.
But I love Helga's.
I have it all written down.
Yeah. I love how genuinely she delivers the line you're about to say.
Yeah, so she's like,
go ahead.
Can't you see? It's not about snow boots. It's not about flashy, expensive presents or getting yours before the other guy gets his. It's about showing people that sorry. I'm like a brie. It's about showing people you truly care about them. But most of all, it's about a funny little football-headed kid with a good heart and no sense of reality whose entire view of the world's at stake.
And Mr. Bailey's heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Well, not just yet. He's like, sorry, kid. Look, I appreciate your Christmas speech and everything, but I've got to get home. And so Helga's just like, look at your... I actually didn't write this down, unfortunately, but she, did paraphrase. She's just like, look into your heart. Are you really that heartless? And then the thing that gets Mr. Bailey to really come around, and she's just like, don't you believe in miracles? And I don't know, for some reason, Helga pulling the miracle card, that really gets to Mr. Bailey, and he's about to get into the cab, and he's just like...
I love how she says, look, if you don't help make this miracle happen, that football-headed kid is never going to believe in miracles again.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, so
I love how genuine she says that line specifically, because it shows you really how much Helga, she is, for the most part, she puts on the act of it's usually A or B, A in that she's, the bossy lady, crabby lady with the pink hair, with the pink bow in her hair, or you get the whole overly dramatic, longing for Arnold. Oh, my football-headed beloved. Shrines here, shrines there. But this is the side I really don't see of Helga that often. They're genuine. She's not putting on the act. She's not either
right.
She's not on the high of the spectrum or low of the spectrum. She's right in the middle. She's being genuine. It's no out there personality. It's just, hey, listen, if you don't do this, we have no show. The show's going to be canceled if you don't do this. No, I'm kidding. But she's saying, look, this kid's not going to believe miracles. This kid's like the most square guy we know, right? In a good way. He's the moral center. If we kill our moral center, and what kind of world are we living in here? You're going to kill this kid's dreams, and he's the only... essentially what she's saying is, think about it, is this kid went through all that to bring a father and daughter together. You won't help him. Why won't you do that, man? Help perform a Christmas miracle. So go in there, march your patootie in there, get on the computer, find that family, bring them together. She doesn't really say that, but she implies that.
Yeah. So Helga and Mr. Bailey, they go back into the office, but we don't know if they find the daughter or not. And so cut to Christmas Day at the boarding house, and Gerald's coming over, and everyone's there.
It's still Christmas Eve. I think it's. Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure it's Christmas Day.
I don't know. It's nighttime though.
Okay, I could be wrong. Okay.
Remember, she's when we see Helga, it's nighttime. And there's a fire. The fireplace is going on, so I'm assuming it's nighttime. I'm assuming it's Christmas Eve.
Well, it's either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
I assume Christmas Eve. Well, I could be wrong. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so we get the gag. We get the gag with Ernie and Nicole. Who gave me coal for Christmas? What is this?
Oscar.
And Oscar, he's just got like a little just like a wooden mallet with a bow on it. Just appropriate.
No, Tiki. Ernie's the one who gets them out. Oscar's.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oscar gets. Who gave me a coal?
Yeah, sorry, Schrodian slip.
Schrodian.
Yeah, Ernie, he's got.
Freudian.
Yeah. What?
Sorry, I thought you meant Freudian slip.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was saying Schrodian.
Schrodian. Yeah. What the hell?
I don't want to play piano.
Freudian slip right there. Oh man.
So he's really playing piano the whole time.
Right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, like I said, Ernie, he's got a nice new wooden mallet with a bow on it. I must say, like, Arnold, does he just have no present for Mr. Wen?
He has no present for Mr. Wen.
I'm sorry. That's kind of sad. It's like, could you just get the man a tie at least? Get him something.
Gerald, give me a tie. Lend me a tie, would you?
Oh God.
Well, Mr. Wen really doesn't even wear ties. I think he's only worn a suit once.
Right.
Maybe twice. I think he went to a funeral once. I think he went to Dino Spinelli's funeral once. If he even went to that.
Yeah.
If he even went to that, I can't remember when he's wearing a suit. He's wearing the shirt or like his restaurant gear.
Yeah. By the way, just a quick little detail to point out in the opening scenes, just really quick. After they put all their names in the after Oscar's little stunt, and they put the names back in the bowl, and Phil's like, "All right, Pookie, hit us with some Christmas music." And then Pookie just starts playing Yankee Doodle Dandy. Again, kind of getting your holidays a little mixed up.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, so that's a nice little touch. So,
that's a Christmas special in itself. What are you, Grandma?
Oh God, yeah.
Well, I guess it's just coordinated with whatever holiday it is, but
yeah, exactly. Oh God. So everyone's having a good time, but Phil's like, "All right, is that everyone?" And Ernie is the one who's like, "Well, wait, what about Mr. Wen? Where's his present?" Mr. Wen, of course, standing by the fireplace.
Standing alone by the fireplace, echoing
really
what we saw earlier.
Yeah, really sad.
But then the best thing ever happens.
Well, just one of the lines that Mr. Wen delivers that just breaks my heart is he's just like, "It's okay. I don't need present." I'm just like, oh man. And so yes, the doorbell rings. Arnold doesn't even know this is going to happen. The doorbell rings, and you want to take this moment, Blue Dragon 5.
Oh yeah, so a Christmas miracle happens. That door opens, and I love how this moment plays. I forget exactly how it's staged, but the point is, someone's walking in. We don't really see who they are. Do we see the person as they're walking in before the reveal? Okay, so we don't see.
You hear the doorbell. And
right.
It just stays on Mr. Wen.
I love how it stays on Mr. Wen. Mr. Wen is looking at the fireplace, and he turns around, and going from that place of this loneliness and standing there, we see this beautiful young woman behind him, and just with so much, like, basically tears in her eyes, just looking at her father, and looking at her father. It's like Mr. Wen is like he's awestruck. Like he's gotten his reward. His faith has been rewarded. He sees the daughter he hasn't seen in 20 years, and he's awestruck, and it's a lovely moment. The father and the daughter reconnecting.
It really is, man. It brought a tear to my eye rewatching it.
Arnold bearing witness to this magical event. Arnold being witness to the miracle itself, and he didn't have anything to do with it. he probably got things moving in his mind, but he doesn't know how it happened.
Yeah, I really like that element of it. I really like that Arnold himself does not know how this happened. Like, he is surprised as anyone there.
And I'm sure you're all wondering, like, how do you top that? Just the emotional bring together that father, the father and the daughter, into 20 years.
And like I said, I think that, like, if I had to pick one moment to rival the Pigeon Man speech, I'd say it was probably that moment.
Oh, I'm not done yet. The point is, like, how do you top an emotional reconciliation like that? Just, the father, she's like, his daughter's in great shape. She's been looking for him as much as he's been looking for her, and they're finally reuniting on Christmas of all holidays. And how do you top a wonderful moment like that? Again, Arnold, our moral center, being witness to this wonderful event. How do you top that, Tiki? I'll tell you how.
All right.
Outside, again, I believe snow's falling. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm convinced it's Christmas Eve because of the lighting here. It's by moonlight. It's dark out, and just standing in the snow. We pan out. We see standing in the snow, no boots on. We see Helga, and Helga just delivers this great line. This is how you bring it home, Tiki. She says, "Merry Christmas, Arnold." And
it's really quietly.
Thing, that's how you do a Christmas. That's how you do it with class. It doesn't end with ho ho ho. It just ends with a quiet moment of dignity. It ends with a quiet moment of like happy holidays. That's how you do a good Christmas special.
And she's satisfied with knowing that, Arnold will most likely never know that she's the one that did it, but she's satisfied with knowing that she brought just a little bit of happiness to this kid's life, that she brought truly a Christmas miracle.
I love it. That's the ultimate. She gave the ultimate gift to Arnold. It's like kind of like that almost. Forgive me for drawing the comparison, even around the holidays. Well, somewhat holidays. Of the it's kind of like a Dark Knight type thing. Of I know it's cliche, but it's kind of like the Dark Knight thing. The hero of Gotham needs not the one. The hero of Gotham deserves not the one it needs. It's kind of like she'll do this without anyone ever knowing the truth. And she can live with it because she knows it's the right thing to do, and she did it out of. It just shows you that she truly, right off, has hormones or obsession as much as you want, but she does truly, if not love Arnold, she definitely has feelings for him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And this shows you, like, she's willing to do that. She gave up what she wanted most to make Arnold's Christmas a happy one, and to another level, just bring two people together.
Mm-hmm.
Were separated under tragic circumstances, brought together in the most wonderful ways around the holiday, and she made that happen and was willing to do it. Just something so magical about someone just doing it with no credit, knowing that I'm not going to get credit for this, and my goals aren't going to be forward anyway. She went through her arc of being all that, Christmas is all about materialism. She realized, just hearing Arnold and Gerald talk about, oh man, we failed, and we couldn't bring the father and the daughter together, and all we had to do was a simple task. She bears her heart and soul, and after she realizes, hey, look, Christmas isn't about the presents and whatnot. It's about the people. She learned that through Arnold, her beau, her beloved. She learned that through Arnold, and it just had touched her soul, and she returned the favor by giving him success, giving him the only thing you can really give Arnold as a Christmas gift: success in doing something nice.
Oh yeah. Well said.
Yeah.
So yes, that's the Hey Arnold Christmas special, entitled appropriately enough, Arnold's Christmas.
So overall in the special, I guess, in reflections, what do we think of this thing overall?
Oh, it's freaking brilliant. I mean, that's, we picked a really strong one to start out with, that's for sure.
I think what I like most about this is that it adds heart and emotion through, again, a surprising supporting character of all, choices. Mr. Wynn, again, didn't see that coming. And that just strengthens it all the more. It's like you have it takes the conventional, standard, special, premise of shopping at the last minute. It's your traditional Christmas special. It's like, okay, we got to shop at the last minute for Christmas time. Every special does this almost.
Right.
It's like a last minute shopping trip.
Indeed.
And then again, that's a Christmas convention, so I like how it's kind of it would have been framed like that, but they added the heart and emotion. It just kind of comes out of nowhere. You don't expect, and really it drives the action. It strengthens the special's message and core all the more. In that, okay, they're doing this for the noblest of purposes. They're doing it's making like the classic cliche, shopping last minute all the more.
Oh yeah.
It's Yeah, it's really good. Again, so, Hey Arnold's best known for giving these psychological dimensions, or at least just really good character dimension to the simplest of stories, which I always appreciated. And
Yeah,
this special definitely epitomizes it. It makes it a holiday themed episode of Hey Arnold, and that's all you can really ask from it, and it's awesome.
I mean, I really think that in due time, it's probably going to be up there with, with some of the big ones in terms of just like iconic Christmas specials, if it's not at that status already.
Well, I know it's the most iconic Nickelodeon special, and that's an easy one.
No doubt, no doubt. It's one of the modern classics for sure, for sure. All right, so that'll do it for our first episode of Christmas in July, and like we said, this is going to be a very special little event we've got going on because we've got videos every single day of July. It's just going to be a big grand old time. So Blue Dragonfly, you want to tell them about what we're going to do tomorrow night?
Oh, sure. Tomorrow night we're going to discuss one of my favorite Christmas specials to watch around that time of year.
I was just tickled pink when you told me about this. Like, I was just so excited to watch it.
Not many people know. Maybe people have forgotten it as time's gone by, but it's a classic nonetheless. And it's a simple classic, but you gotta love it. And we're gonna get into it next episode. It's called the Happy Days Christmas Special. It's the first one.
I love it.
Bear in mind, the first Happy Days Christmas Special centering around the Fonz.
Oh, it's going to be glorious. I mean, I haven't watched an episode of Happy Days in years, but I mean, that just kind of exemplifies like everything we're trying to do with this series. We're trying to take a look at TV shows that you wouldn't really think would get Christmas specials, and Happy Days is not necessarily like when you think Happy Days, you don't really think Christmas.
Well, let's just say we're kind of drifting into we're continuing on with the Hey Arnold path here because it's a lot of humor, but there's definitely some emotional holiday dimension.
Yeah. So all right, I'm really looking forward to watching that, discussing it with you. So yeah, I'm just excited about this whole thing in general. It's going to be a really fun series. We're just going to kind of get down to it, just get to the root of what makes a good Christmas special. Like there's a science to making a good Christmas special, and gosh darn it, Blue Dragonfly, we're going to find it. We are going to crack the code.
How are we going to do that, Tiki?
Well, we're going to do that by putting the mistletoe under the microscope. So
next
time. Until next time. All right, see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed it.
Follow